So today we're going to talk about the Mountain Hardwear Phantom Zero bag and how it did in 7 degrees. Let's whip it out here and tell you all about it. This bag was honestly a little bit of an underperformer, which is surprising given the price and the technicality of this bag. I was a little disappointed with it. Talk about the draft collar, because you know I'm going to talk about draft tubes and draft collars. This one's a basic one, just the basic kind of like old school one, but it's nice and thick and it forms around you, so I don't really have too much of a problem with it. It's not thin, it's nice and thick, and didn't leave much cold air in, if any at all. So this one so far has been the lightest and the most expensive that we've tried out. It is such a comfortable bag, which is disappointing. Like the actual just laying in it is very comfy. It's a good fabric, nice amount of fluff, because this one is what, 850? This is 850 down, so it's lightweight because there's less of it, but it's fluffier. So it's a very comfortable bag, but it just didn't perform very well. This one at the end of the test actually was the only one out of the 4 that I've tested so far that lost temperature on the last reading. So it basically went up to where it got to, and then the last reading it actually started coming back down. So it was the only one that's done that, and all these I've tested, 2013, 2016, all these different tests I've done, it's really not normal to see that. So that was slightly disappointing. This one got up to 77 degrees. So to take that into consideration, I took a 5-degree voluntary Bloody Mary bag, went outside right after this, and I tested that one out, and that one at the end of 45 minutes was higher than what this one is, and that's a 5-degree bag, and this one is the most expensive in the test. So that was very disappointing. I would say don't go below 10 degrees with this one. If you're gonna get it, you're gonna get a lightweight bag, you're gonna spend a lot of money, it's gonna be comfortable, but I wouldn't go below 10. As it says here on the reading, the limit is 0, the comfort is 3, and extreme is -38. So this one actually is pretty close to what it says on the tag. I know that some of the other ones I've tested have tested really, really well. This one's definitely close to what they're saying here as far as the comfort rating. So I got into the bag with my certified thermometer that I have on taped, actually at the exact same spot for each of these bags. And this one started at around 31.7 degrees. And after 5 minutes it hit 59. It was the best performer after 10 minutes. It was at 68 degrees. Everything else was like 66, 65, 67. After 30 minutes, when it hit 77 degrees, it really started floundering out. And it was 77, then 5 minutes later 77.1, 5 minutes later after that 77.5, and then 5 minutes after that it came down almost an entire degree to 76.2. So that is strange and really concerning, given the amount of talk this bag has had in the industry as being a really great bag. So you can see from the graph that actually kind of like went up at a decent rate, the first few calculations at the first 15 minutes. From 15 to 30 it just kind of was like average, and then you can see at 30 it just kind of like sputtered out somewhat. So that graph was very interesting to see. Being in the bag, that's definitely part of it. Granted, I can get the thermometer and it can tell me what the temperature is right here, but around me I don't have 50 thermometers or whatever, so I have to tell you how it feels. And this bag just felt uneasy. It just felt like it wasn't comfortable. It was telling me that it shouldn't be there at that moment in time. That's what it was saying to me. It was definitely some colder spots in the bag at that rate, 7-degree temperature that we were at. And then when I got out and I saw that it went down to 76 degrees at the end, like it peaked before the end of the test, it was definitely concerning. Obviously, if you're using this like in a tent, it's going to cut the wind down, and on top of that it's going to be a little bit warmer in a tent. So if you're out in 10 degrees in a tent, I think this sleeping bag would be great. So if you have this bag, leave a comment down below and let us know how it's worked for you and at what temperatures you've used it, and what you've seen with your usage of it. And until next time, later.